Hey, welcome to Let's Hang Out, and I'm Tuwin Hang, your host for Let's Hang Out. Anyways, today's tutorial is going to be on green screening. Green screening has always been one of those things that always wanted to learn. Then after I learned, I was like, oh, it's actually pretty simple. So it's not that bad. It just takes some time to do it. So what I did here was I had a video that was shot on my GH5. It's a 4K, C4K 10-bit video, so I was like, the colors might be good enough. I didn't want to use a raw photo because I don't have a green screen set up to shoot or anything like that, so I decided to just go with this. And you can see here that there's a bad white balancing issue here. I'm so blue. But anyways, what I did was I took a screenshot of this. All right, let me get out of that. And then I imported into Lightroom. I edited in Lightroom and I also cropped in Lightroom. So let me just show you. Okay, there it is, and not edited. And this is not a Lightroom tutorial, but these are my edits right here. And I also cropped it just to show you. It was, I don't remember the aspect ratio for C4K, but I do know it's a little bit wider than 16 by 9. And then after editing, I have all this, and I got the green to pop out a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna push enter. And then I did a right click. Okay, and then I sent it. I want to edit in Photoshop. All right. So what this is going to do is ask you, hey, do you want to edit with the Lightroom editing, or do you want to edit a copy with the no Lightroom editing, or do you want to edit the original file? But for me, I'm going to edit with the Lightroom adjustments because I want it a certain way. This is going to ask you a question and tell you to update. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say open anyways. So it's going to ship this over to Photoshop right here. Okay, so I've done an example before, right there. Okay, I did all my color range selection, all that stuff. So I'm gonna get you here. So I'll go back to this. I'm gonna blow it up, Command O. Okay, and fit to screen basically, fit to whatever this is. And then I'm going to choose select and then color range. So it has a selection already built for me. So what happens is if you click on this and you hold shift, you keep clicking on this, all right, all the way around myself, clicking on the green only, okay, all the way around, all right. And then you can also hold Alt and then click yourself in here to make sure you have the range correct. Make sure you have like a nice outline of yourself here. And then you can also use, these things, but I'm not gonna go there. A little bit too advanced, but this is just like a beginner tutorial for my students. And then the fuzziness, you can play around with that to get just the right amount of outlining around you. And then I'm going to say, okay. All right, okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to select the areas on the outside of me. So since it's selecting the outside of me, I want to select me. So to select me, I got to invert the selection. So inverse, go to select inverse, click on that. Now it's not selecting the outside, it's actually selecting me. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to make a mask of this because masks are more powerful. And we've learned about mask already. If you don't know mask, you need to go watch a video on masking. So I'm going to click here where you get the masking. Boom, it makes a nice mask for me. All right, now you can still see there's some green here, some stuff there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the mask. Now this does not work. See how I double clicked on the mask? It opened up this thing called a refine mask. Now back in the days, in older Photoshop version, this is called refine mask. This is kind of like a hidden thing now. So double click on your mask and this is what you end up with. So I'm going to select this tool right here, okay, for refining my mask. I'm gonna put my radius between 2 and 3. All right, you can type it in yourself if you want. Okay, I'm just gonna go with 3. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna paint the area that has like a little bit of green, like right here around my hair. Okay, and I was gonna like mess up my hair a little bit. All right, and all this area here, you can adjust your smoothness, your feather, your contrast, your edge shift. There is no set formula that works for everything. You just have to go around and play around with these things here, and you kind of get a gist of what's happening. So I have a pretty decent selection of greens that are going away. Now I'm not going to make this perfect. I'm just showing you an example of how I would do this. So notice here that I'm getting this area that's just messed up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold Option. Okay, it's going to change the, hold on. Actually, I'm not going to hold Option. I'm just going to Control Z. Oh, I can't Control Z, so I'll just paint this area and see what happens. Okay, so it's still taking away that mask. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually go back. I'm going to cancel. I don't want to mess with that. Okay, and I'm going to double click my mask again. Just going to select here, here, around my fingers. I'll feather that a little bit, give it a little contrast, shift the edge a little bit inward towards me so I go towards the negative side. If you go towards the positive side, I mean, like, you can just play around. You can see, like, if I go all the way to the positive side, what's going to happen? It's going to bring a lot of the green screening back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go just below, let's say, oh, I don't know. I'm just guessing, -7. So it takes the mask from the outside of me, okay, and then I shrink it in just a little bit so I get rid of these greens here. So I can also select decontaminate colors. So whoa, I decontaminate colors and my fingers look pretty good. All this right here looks pretty good. I can still see some green here. Let's just paint that a little bit and paint this a little bit and see what happens. I mean, it's just an experiment. Paint that a little bit right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to get you an example of, you know, messing around. You can play around with all these and then get something nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select, okay, I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't look perfect, but it looks pretty good. Okay, and then now I'm just going to throw myself in, give myself a background. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to some background. You could download a background from, I don't know, Google Images. Make sure it's a large enough background that you can put behind your image. I already have a background, so I'm going to go Open, my pictures. I'm going to go to my background. Where's background? Backdrop or background. Click on that, open that, which has already been opened. So I'm going to take this, use the Move tool, drag. Some people prefer to copy and paste. I'll just drag and drop. Okay, it's going to drop over my layer, so I'm going to say yes to all this. Okay, it's going to drag over my layer, and I'm going to move this just a little bit, put it right there. We can see like this Cambodian temple right here. Okay, it's Uncle Wat, by the way. Cambodia. No. So now you're like, where'd you go? Well, remember layers. This layer has priority over the bottom layer. So if I want to see this layer of me on top of that layer, I need to drag. I'm just going to drag this layer below, everything down below right there. So looking at that, that's not too bad. Okay, not too bad. So, I mean, it could have been worse, right? It could have been this one. Okay, it could have been that. But this is not too bad. So I'm going to just refine my edge just a little bit more to get the green out of my hair. I'm going to decontaminate. Okay, I'm going to just paint right there just a little bit. Just paint right here just a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, so I'm going to go back into my mask and I can paint my mask back in right there. So it just keeps making copies of copies of copies. I don't really like that one. I like this one better. So you get the point. You can refine it, play with all the controls when you double click to go into the refine mask tool. Okay, I'm going to cancel this. You can double click, play with the refine mask, and then get the image to be as perfect as you can. The goal here is if you shoot your image correctly the first time without all this spill of green on me. Now, I didn't have a choice. If I had to go back and redo this, I would separate myself farther away from the background, light the background really nicely, light myself really nicely, and then it's much easier for the editing process. So we're actually going to go through that in class. I'm going to show you how to take a photo, a clean photo of yourself without too much green spill on you, and then it'll be much easier to do this refined edge stuff. All right, so I hope you learned something new. Comment below on any questions you may have, and I'll go back and I'll read it, and then I can make another tutorial video that will help other people. All right, so it was nice hanging out with you. I hope you learned something new and pay it forward. Oh, by the way, you can subscribe, okay, down below. If you could, that would be nice because it'll help me get more learners, and I like to teach people. So let's hang out again next time. Bye.